remote northwestern parts of Botswana, the largest population of our kind roams these very lands, an estimated 200,000 of us. We've been around for centuries, watching as things have come and gone. Botswana is our home. It's one of our last strongholds in Africa. As human populations increase, so too do both our needs for natural resources. The Elephants Next Door aims to explore how we elephants and humans can coexist. The series sets out to investigate whether it's possible for you and I to live in harmony. In this episode, we meet Kialopile and learn what it's like growing up on the Delta's floodplains. Some humans are born in tune with the harmony of these lands and have a calling to work in nature conservation. We think Kialopile is one of these people.
Growing up in the floodplains of the Okavango, I grew up on a very tiny island called Gombo, Gombo. My first sight of water, even now, always reminds me of an elephant, because whenever there was a flood, every February of each year, you'd get, at a point in time, you'd get so many elephants coming down from the dry land, coming down to the river for a drink almost daily in the late afternoon. This experience has been something that is stuck with my living, and it definitely shaped my passion and interest in getting to know more of how these gentle giants actually interact and live, up to a point where I now became professionally aligned or affiliated to conservation and professional tour guiding, lodge management in relation to all aspects of being closer to the elephants or the elephant community. So this is something that has also been an exhilarating journey for me. I remember that at the age of around 7, we had a close friendship with the waterways, so we loved swimming, and this is one risk that actually exposed us to a lot of encounters with various species of animals, including crocodiles, hippos, snakes. The scarier one was my encounter with elephants, because these were so big that they actually just, they would catch our attention. Whenever you just see an elephant, everything suddenly changes, and then you're like, oh, that's an elephant, there's an elephant. And that is something that has been a part of me in my growing up.
Sharing the same spaces as us. Knowledge of the Delta and her bounty has passed down to them from generations of their ancestors. There's an ebb and flow of the Delta in as much their blood as it is in ours. Navigating the delta is something that humans learned decades ago, and they continue to do so on a daily basis.
I was brought up in the same pattern where my life also depended on nature for survival in many ways than one. And our major source of transport in relation to this kind of lifestyle was entirely dependent on the mokoro. Mokoro is a singular for the dugout canoe, which were made largely from some of the most, I would say, from one of the most, or the oldest trees that you can find, the oldest prehistoric trees that you can find here, being one of the most common is the sausage tree, which is the toughest, with a core that can survive different weather conditions for many years. So these mukoro were used for transport. They could be sustained for many months, even up to as many as 4 years. So their survival was dependent on how well they were taken care of and where they were placed. Being in an environment where there were so many elephants, so many hippos, you could find that one mukoro could survive only a year, and then maybe a herd of elephants or a hippo could run it over and then break it into half. This is for grip. It allows you to have good grip on it. So if your hands are dry and the pole is also dry, there's quite a less friction on it. It's called nkashi. Nkashi, nkashi. So it's a native name. It's more or less a cultural name that is given to it because of these two sets or a set of like structures that allow it to be able to get good grip on the ground. So like this is meant to allow you to be able to pull it easily without having it stuck into the ground. So if you just use the other part, you're gonna notice that it's gonna go all the way into the ground, and then it's gonna be difficult for you to pull it out if there's a muddy layer underneath. So this is meant to like have it just stick on top of the mud, or if it's grass, it just sticks on top of the grass, and then you are able to pull it easily without having it go off your hands, slip off your hands. Growing up in a seasonal floodplain, one of the skills that we learned as kids was actually to notice when the flood was coming. If the flood had not come in the early months of February and March, and it came late towards the winter, one of the very few signs that we also knew as kids was the change of the temperature or the weather from a warm autumn night, and then the next day it has changed to a chilly winter morning. This was always an indicator of an approaching flood. And to us, this was a symbol or an indicator or a chance for us to group ourselves and go as far as we could to try and locate what we referred to as Leleme la Noka, or the tip of the flood. So as we went, we would group ourselves into clans boys and clans girls. A group of boys would go alone, a group of girls would also follow after us. So this was like a tradition for us. We always wanted to find the tip of the flood as it approached our vicinity. So this was one of the few experiences that we had as kids. And this was purely done without the aid of an adult. So it was entirely based on our understanding and our ability to be able to notice the change in weather, the change in the seasonal pattern. So knowing that the winter brought water with it, every single day we were waiting for that chilly morning, and then we knew we were going to find the water somewhere. And for us to find the tip of the tank, we used various aspects. And having been born and raised in the Delta, we could easily differentiate the vegetation around the waterways, in and around the waterways, and the vegetation on the mainland. So the vegetation on the waterways was more lush and greener, while the vegetation on the mainland was much drier and much more pale in color. So one of the key aspects that also gave aid to us to notice where the tip of the water was were those aquatic birds, different colors, and also seemingly welcoming of the flood. So like where the flood waters were at the time of flowing, or where the tip of the water or the flood water was, we always noticed with the presence of so many birds. So like if the riverbed was dry, there was not so much congestion of birds. But then if the waterways were filled with water, there was always presence of different colored birds, especially the white birds, which are more like synonymous with the Okavango's flood waters. So the birds always gave us an indication of where exactly the water was. And this was quite an experience for us as kids, because nobody actually taught this to us. We just used these aspects of nature to hone our skills and experience in being able to cohabit with these animals and know certain dimensions of the Okavango Delta's dynamics. And this was quite an experience for us as kids. And having honed these skills, we became much more professional, and we were able to cohabit with different animals, even the most dangerous animals. We also taught ourselves how to cohabit with these animals, bearing in mind the fact that they were dangerous as we were taught by the elders. But then in most cases, our venture into the wild was just kids unaccompanied by an elder, and we are living testament to having survived the pressure and also the dangers of the Okavango Delta, which I believe many would not have without the experience.
Just like we learn to use the land to our advantage, so too do locals like Keo. In Africa and Botswana, many rural communities grow up deeply connected to the land. It's not just home for them. It is a place entrenched in their very being. This place, the Delta, has molded them into the humans they are today. Like us, they care for this land. Like us, they dance with the changing seasons and the nature around them to find a rhythm and a flow. We are more alike than lots would like to think. Some of those who have grown up alongside us want this to work. They want to conserve us for future generations, and they want their communities to be able to live in harmony. Some people, Keo, are hopeful and believe that we are already beginning to coexist and mutually benefit one another. We agree, and we can also see the potential for us to live in harmony on this land that belongs to us all.
It's been an exhilarating journey for me in the sense that being closer to elephants is something that actually gets your attention, and this cannot be ignored in the sense that if you are a hardened conservationist, being born and raised in an environment where there's a great number of elephants is something that will give you direct link as to how to keep yourself safe and also to allow those elephants to thrive. Having an elephant community and a human community sharing space is something unimaginable. But then at the same time, people of the Okavango have made this art, perfected this art into a living that has enabled them even to be able to grow crops and still get harvest at the end of the year within an area that has got an elephant population of over 16,000 individual elephants. And this is something amazing in that it shows how these inhabitants have perfected some of the skills that allow them to have certain functional methods of being able to maintain that line where they can be able to survive and allow the elephants also to thrive within the same community. This ecosystem comprises of many different parts that link both elephants and humans. Humans in this environment have been mostly dependent on nature for different sources of all aspects of their life. Water, they got water from water holes. Wood that they used for cooking and also for warming their households, they got that from the wild environment. And this this elephant population has been able to survive the pressure that has been mounted on them by the human activities. Even the humans also have been able to survive the pressure. By note of reported annual deaths, both elephants and humans, you find that they are considerably lower, in that people have now understood the concept of coexistence with elephants. So this is something that is also amazing, in that when you get to define the term understanding and coexistence, they are almost interchangeable when you refer to people in the Okavango community, because they have mastered the art of coexistence, where they can even be able to get certain crops and in greater yields at the end of the year, where they can be able to say, this is my harvest from an elephant infested field. An elephant corridor passes right next to my field, but I've managed to get 30 bags of millet, I've managed to get 30 bags of sorghum, I've managed to get 5 bags of groundnuts, which is something amazing, where people share space with elephants. And you cannot imagine having 3 tons of millet coming from a field that is right in between 2 elephant corridors.
We all play our own special role in the balance of nature. Both humans and us elephants have the need for food and water. In fact, all living creatures share this need. We are all part of the same family, sharing this wonderful planet and the gifts that it offers us.